Welcome to AI-powered transformation, the future of workforce productivity. My name is Trina Limpert, the CEO and founder of RizeNext AI, and excited to be with everyone today talking about some of the opportunities that we see in workforce upskill training, as well as some specific examples I'm going to share on implementations that we do for various productivity issues and challenges that we see within the workforce. So we're going to dig into a few of those different areas that we can optimize within our business because there's been a lot on there's this opportunity for AI, but really understanding where is that? Where should we be focused? What are the real use cases for doing this? And so what if I told you that your workforce could become 25% more productive in the next 6 months without hiring a single new employee? That's the opportunity. And it's through a few different things that we assist organizations in doing, primarily learning how to utilize AI. So workforce upskilling is the first start for everyone. And the more you train and provide tools and access to services that are AI based, the more productivity optimization benefits you're going to receive. So we're going to talk a little bit how to discover how AI upskilling unlocks that workforce potential. We're going to talk through these real world examples, the platforms, being able to get that immediate productivity improvement. And then we're going to talk about some of the opportunities that we offer at RizeNext in order to do that. But today we're going to show you how AI-powered upskilling and workforce transformation are just not theories. They are happening right now. And companies are leveraging, and we often hear this, that it's not about whether I get on the train or not, because if you don't get on the train, you're going to get run over by the train. And that's just the reality of this exponential AI revolution, is what I would call it, that we're going through right now. And so really talking about how do you get on the train? And I think that's where I see a lot of challenges with organizations is there's a lot of fear. There's fear that AI is going to take my job. It's going to make me non-employable. But it really isn't AI that's going to take your job. It's the person that knows AI that's going to take your job. And so the more we can lean in and really look at the opportunities and the solutions are out there, the better off you're going to be, and kind of jumping in and learning and becoming more aware of the opportunities that are out there. So let's talk about the reality check, this AI-driven workforce training. And the key is the world is changing fast. Really, the fastest it's ever. So 85% of the jobs that will exist in 2030 haven't even been invented yet. We're going through a transformation, and the more you can upskill and reskill yourself, as well as your teams, is going to put you into that next seat of those jobs as they emerge, whether it's prompt engineering to the next AI as platform enablement to the next, competitive edge your organization is going to have. And the organizations that thrive won't be the ones with more employees. They'll be the ones with smarter AI empowered employees, whether that's an employee utilizing AI to a benefit or an actual AI agent, which we're going to talk about a little bit today. So the problem is traditional workforce training doesn't work anymore. It's outdated, it's generic, it's slow. And this shift is really in understanding AI. You can't just go do a generic AI training and get productivity improvements. You really have to tailor it to your role, to your processes, to your systems. And so really doing that customized training and doing it faster and quicker is going to be critical. And so that AI adoption without the workforce alignment leads to resistance, inefficiency, frustration, all of those things are going to come, and you're probably already feeling some of this within your organization, is that pushback a little bit, like it might take my job, so I'm going to step out of, step away from it, or I don't know what it means for me, and or people are using it without their organization knowing, which leads to privacy and security issues. And this ability to integrate it is the key. So the other thing that we've seen is companies really struggle with integrating AI into their everyday workflows for real productivity gains. And there is some truth. You don't just do AI for the sake of AI. It's just like any other technology deployment. You've got to solve a specific problem. So often we'll do AI audit reviews to say, what is the key productivity opportunities within your organization? Where are those going to be? So the solution really comes in upskilling and training that adapts to your team's real needs, and then having AI-driven platforms that provide action-based outcomes. They have to be specific to your organizational needs, not just theory. If you've gone through any of the AI trainings, you probably felt like, oh yeah, AI is great, AI is great, AI is great. Well, what does it really mean for me? What does it mean for my organization? We need to get past the theory to real action-based outcomes. And then also, I can tell you, I've seen it over and over again, you do get instant measurable improvements in productivity, in leadership, in efficiency, and just understanding. But it is overwhelming right now as we go through this AI revolution of just the number of tools and processes and what to use and what not to use. And so we really help with trying to decipher that. And today we're going to talk through some specific ones that we have started to implement and seeing real productivity gains from those. And the first one I want to talk about is one called Workplace AI. And when we talk AI, it is not a technology initiative. I think that's the one thing I'd want everybody to understand, is that AI is not tech, it's a people initiative. It's finding ways to bring your teams along, to make them more productivity, to be more successful. It is really putting people at the forefront and augmenting what they do and can do on a day-to-day basis. So how Workplace AI works is it uses sentiment analysis, emotional intelligence models, and it really helps leaders foster stronger teams, and it provides better feedback. The ultimate outcome of using a tool like Workplace AI is that it creates more collaborative culture. So this tool allows for, in your Zoom calls, it goes beyond your AI note takers to where it is not just saying, here's your tasks, here's the outcome, here's your notes. It's actually listening and providing the sentiment feedback to the leaders, and it can be customized to different leadership development training you may have done in your organization. So for example, if you're doing Stephen M. R. Covey's leadership, you can tailor in their specific LLM that has given that feedback. So it's reinforcing the leadership. It's reinforcing your organization's vision, mission, and values. It's helping put the language into your day-to-day interactions. And then it gives real-time feedback post a meeting, a performance review, a one-on-one, providing that sentiment feedback to say, how much of the time did you talk? How much time did your employee talk? Were you interrupting them? And these are all currently implementing solutions that we're doing right now. And why this matters is employees in organizations with strong leadership are 2 times more productive. And we've all heard that employees don't leave their companies, they leave their managers. We know retention's an issue, and especially in this fear state that we have, this dealing with ambiguity, dealing with what's coming in AI, it really is a challenge. And so anytime you can utilize a platform like this to help reinforce your conversations, how you're collaborating, how you're working with each other, it really does make an impact. And you don't want to be losing your employees because of AI. You want to be able to optimize your current employees and be able to have conversations like, well, how do we upskill you in AI? How do we make sure that your career is going to be leveraging future forward platforms? The other benefit is that high EQ or emotional intelligence organizations outperform low EQ workplaces. And so this really just reinforces the need that and the opportunity that we have in AI is to connect us closer to our humanity, which is a revenue growth. So sometimes we think about emotional intelligence as a nice to have. It is a driver of growth and profitability. You hear about quiet quitting, that is a profitability issue. So really being able to lead your teams in a better way, leveraging AI, huge win. And if you can imagine this, a manager gives some feedback, and instead of a standard response, they can be reinforced. If they did something wrong in one meeting, the next meeting, they're going to be able to quickly modify and provide that initial emotional analysis, ensuring that it motivates rather than demoralizes as they have those conversations. And over time, this fosters that culture of trust and performance and reinforces it within the organization. This is one where I see a huge opportunity within any organization to really be focused on how do they tie in AI within the organization, but also focus on the current employees' needs and benefits and wellness. So the next tool or platform that I wanted to talk about is one called Enhanced AI. And this really deals with optimizing complex workflows with middleware integration. And so I don't know if any of you have experienced this, but endless email chains, data stuck in multiple systems that you can't leverage, you can't figure out how to connect it, or employees wasting hours on repetitive manual processes. This is the number one productivity improvement for AI. So enhanced AI eliminates all of these inefficiencies by seamlessly integrating AI into these complex workflows. So automating multi-step processes across different systems and different teams. So it's the way I would look at it and the way I would explain it is it's a middleware that's sitting on the back end that allows you to leverage not just one AI platform, but any AI platform. Because the challenge right now is all of these AI LLMs that are being introduced on the market, they have different use cases that are beneficial. You're not going to use one for all solutions. So it allows you to optimize and which LLMs you want to use. And then it can tie and workflow in your existing data systems without having to necessarily consolidate all your data into one. A lot of these AI systems, when you start to implement, can be really challenging if you're having to do a lot of data cleanup and data cleansing and migration on the back end in order to implement a solution. This allows you to tie those solutions together without having to do all of that work. So it's a really quick up and going specific process flow integration into your existing organization using your platforms and processes you already have. So some of the key benefits that I'll just read here, cuts process completion time by, we see 50% pretty on average every time, if not more. Ability to integrate AI across different systems without all these expensive overhauls, and then provides those real-time insights and decision-making and support. We've used it and are currently doing different things like marketing content creation that's automated, responding to emails, developing reports, automating RFP responses, grant writing, some of these things that are repetitive, and you're looking at mass amounts of data, can be a quick win to be able to say, okay, how do we structure this and leverage in specific workflows the existing LLMs that are out there. It also removes the limitations that you might have in doing a direct to LLM implementation. So an example I would give in this space is, let's say your marketing team needs to create, review, approve, and publish content on a regular basis across multiple platforms. They might be pulling from one source or from a different team, and you're collaborating across teams. Instead of bouncing those emails around for weeks, enhanced AI could automate their approvals, optimize the workflow, and generate all the AI-driven content all in one platform. So you're basically cutting down your process time in half and really optimizing that productivity that we were talking about. All right, let's move on to the next opportunity, which is Leashed AI. And this is one where we're seeing the largest opportunity in really focusing on cost reduction, response times, support. And this could be both your call centers, it can be your sales teams. And really, when we talk about how do you create productivity without increasing staffing and increasing that growth, you do it by AI agents. And the Leashed AI platform that we're using really can provide that AI powered sales and customer support agents, but multi-channel. And that's what's really incredible about this tool and platform is that when I've looked at solutions and platforms in the past, you might have one platform that does really great on email or on text, but they're not integrated and they can't go cross channel. And so this really allows you to be able to respond to the customers where they want to communicate. So whether it's email, your texting, your chat, and web, all of those would come in and have conversational AI that allows you to replace your IVR. It will do automated scheduling with your agents. So you still need that human connection, but it's helping you with the upfront funnel of your pipelines and handling the majority of those calls that can be really time consuming, repetitive work, and then scheduling and getting time with a human within your team that can then do the empathy sales and really provide high levels of customer success and interaction because people still want to interact with a human. So it's supporting that across the board. And so it can reduce your call center staffing costs by up to 40%. It supports customers 24/7. Whenever they call, they're there. And so really trying to figure out those work schedule staffing challenges becomes a lot easier when they're just always ready, always on. Increasing your response times by 5 times. So I had an example that's a personal example of this with my insurance company that was not answering my phone calls. And our home insurance, we knew it was coming up, but we couldn't get a hold of anyone and it was lapsing. And I finally, the day of, got a hold of them. But from a customer experience perspective, my frustration was still high. I'm still upset about it, right? We almost lost our home insurance. Those are critical to get those phone calls and be able to service those clients. And so any of those critical service areas are an immediate opportunity for your organizations to really be implementing. And the level of interaction that you're getting is incredible because you're getting very human-like and even sometimes I would say a little bit better customer support because they're aware of the organization, their needs, truly following policy without having to upscale or onboard on policy. There's a lot of different benefits in implementing some of these AI agents. So if you can imagine a customer coming to your site, they would then talk to an AI agent. Within 30 seconds, their issue's resolved, or they're booking a meeting to follow up with the sales rep. No friction, no delay, just results. So like I said, it's not replacing people, but it's just making them more powerful because you're still going to need, and as you scale, what I see is this creates a bigger pie. It may replace that upfront agent, but if you are then reskilling your employees to become more empathetic sales, more customer facing, customer success, and being able to focus on the human side of it and leverage the AI and know how to, that becomes really powerful in leading to more productivity within your organization. All right. So let's talk a little bit about why our organization has been focused on a lot of these workplace productivity. One of the biggest challenges that I've seen is I've talked to executives and was actually doing a presentation to 150 executives running companies. And I asked the question, how many of you are using AI in your organization today? Only 30% raised their hand to say they were leveraging it. that's a risk, right, for your organization. And a lot of it was that same feeling of fear. What does this really mean? We want to help sort through all of that. And then also assuming that it's technology, so therefore it's complex. It's too hard. And honestly, AI is just a tool and it should be easy to implement, right? And so we really want to make sure that we're action based. We're not just talking about AI for the sake of AI. We're really trying to figure out what those productivity areas you should be focusing on, and not just the data, but really from an end-to-end process flow, how do we create productivity opportunity? Really making sure the implementation is easy, really not expensive, that we're getting to a point where a lot of these tools in the past have been maybe a little bit more challenging. It's trying to get your data sorted, getting all of the back end ready for it. But really, some of these tools can be up and running within weeks. You're seeing instant impact, especially within that workforce collaboration, instant feedback. These can be implemented and turned on in a day and immediately receiving benefits within your organization. So with that, I'm going to wrap up today. I just wanted to give a few different opportunities for anyone that's out there and wanting to learn more. We are doing free 45-minute AI consults. We're kind of having to limit that just from our own time and productivity to the first 20 organizations that are out there. But we can provide a customized AI analysis to really find out where the opportunities are within your organization, and then put that AI strategy and ROI roadmap. So how much time do we expect to save? What are we going to get back out of that? Click the QR code there and get time with us. We'll be able to help you walk through a lot of these platforms where you might have interest and where the opportunities are for you. So with that, I'd like to wrap up and provide one last closing thought. And that is, the future isn't about replacing people with AI. It is about empowering people with AI. AI is a people initiative. We're here to help you work through that, and your transformation starts today. We're excited that you're all interested in this area. We are interested and really excited about the things that are coming up and are available to everyone. So don't miss your chance to lead the AI revolution along with us. Thank you.